So to review, in our last chapter, you had gone off into the wildlands around Fort Endeavor to investigate the crash site where Amy's companions had crashed. And you brought Saoirse along with you in order to then drop her off with the wolf tribe after investigating the landing site. You spent the night at a cabin where there was a magical device that put people to sleep, and anyone who resisted and was able to stay awake had to go through a waking nightmare. But you were able to successfully, destroy the box and damage it enough that it was no longer making the music and stopped causing the effect. So then you guys headed out into the wilderness, off to the landing site, where along the way you encountered a triceratops that you then sort of befriended, but then it became scared when it heard thundering steps coming through the forest, and it ran off, and you were surrounded by 5 giant robot-type suits that seemed to be similar to the suit that Amy was wearing, but at the same time, very different in its own construction and sort of its own design. Your friends were both captured after you guys did some damage to one of the suits, specifically with Sevina turning herself into a spider and climbing into the shoulder joint, then turning herself back into a person and blowing the guy's arm off. Also thunder waved him afterwards just for good measure, turned into a wolf, and headed off into the forest. So after they were captured, where we sort of left you, Saoirse had turned into a dragon, flown off. A dragon had chased her. You don't know what's happened to her. You know that your friends were definitely severely injured, but appear to have been partially healed by the attackers and have been captured. And they are now making their way back through the forest, and you are in wolf form, hiding in the forest. And what would you like to do? You had made a stealth check before, so that's still gonna be up, still be good, and you're on Pass Without a Trace. There's probably 45 minutes left. You probably have a little bit more time on your wild shape than you do on the Pass Without a Trace.
Okay, so Sevina's gonna have a little panic attack at first.
That's good.
And
Good start.
Freak out, even though she's in wolf form. She's just gonna, this is all my fault. I agreed to bring Saoirse along because I thought it would be fun. I thought it would be an adventure, and if we would have taken her home, we wouldn't have run into them. And I do this. My parents say I do this all the time. This is my fault. Oh my God, everybody's in danger, and I got away, of course. But oh no. Okay, I gotta follow them. So she ran. Well, before she transformed into a spider, she left Rexy on that tree.
Okay.
So she runs back and gets Rexy.
Mm-hmm. He hops down.
Back on her shoulder, and then stealthily follows them.
Okay. Go ahead and make either nature check or survival check. Those are typically the ones that are going to cover tracking.
6.
6? Well, luckily for you, they are giant, 12 to 15 foot tall robots that are walking through a forest. They're not that hard to follow. Basically, if you rolled a natural 1, I would have thrown a complication in there, but as long as you didn't do that, I was going to just let that stay. It's not that difficult to follow them, even if you're kind of farther back and can't necessarily see them. They're leaving a very, very clear trail. So you follow them for probably about an hour. So your Pass Without a Trace is going to sort of fall away.
Yeah.
You're right at the end of your wild shape. So the way you come into sort of the jungle area starts, you start to notice the plants changing and stuff, and as you're starting to notice that your spell has now faded, and you probably have another 15 minutes or so on your wild shape, but you notice that you come over sort of a little bit of a ridge, and then down in this little bowl, or sort of like little valley area, there are a bunch of structures that are made of, they're tents, they're temporary structures, they're, you're not seeing anything that's like a well-made permanent building, But there's some sort of log cabin-y kind of things, some hastily constructed small buildings and stuff. And so you're sort of perched up and looking down, and you see that they're now sort of coming into the front of the camp. It goes on, and there's plenty of jungle and stuff, so you can see it goes farther back, and you can't really quite see what's going on in the distance, but in the area that you're right here, you see a few of these little buildings and tents and stuff set up. So what do you want to do now?
Oh my goodness. Do I see where they're going, where they're taking my friends?
Yeah, and so they've sort of brought them into this first little area here, and they're basically taking all of their weapons and armor and supplies and stuff and storing them into a chest. You notice that Patina is very, very damaged, doesn't seem to be functional anymore, and they've placed her parts next to the chest that has all of your friend's gear in it. You then see, and you're probably a good 100 feet away from them. You know, you're far enough away that you can't hear anything that's going on really, more than just in the distance. But you can definitely sort of see what's going on. Your friends seem to be, they're conscious, but they're definitely injured. Okay. You know, they're not at their best right now.
Do I have a sense of where I am compared to like the fort?
Yeah, I would say so. Especially with sort of your nature abilities in general. Sure. I would say you can tell you're about a day and a half, maybe a little bit more south from the fort. And you probably could, from where you are now, and with having seen the map and your knowledge of nature and the world and stuff, you could probably make your way to either, the wolf camp, which was marked on the map, or to the destroyed village. Those are two places that are nearby that you could go to as well.
What time in the day is it now?
It's probably mid-afternoon at this point. You guys traveled a little bit in the morning. We had the fight and then a second travel, so it's probably like 1:30 in the afternoon or something.
Oh my goodness. I think. And how long will it take me to get to the wolf camp?
The wolf camp's probably, you'd estimate you'd probably get there about sunset.
Okay, I think I'm gonna head
that direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
Head down there.
You get a quick here. That's good. All right. So you head back into the forest and make your way. As you're going, make a perception check for me.
16.
16. Okay. So as you're moving through, you notice some ferns, like a little patch of ferns over over on the side. You notice them rustle a little bit, and you stop because, I don't think that was an animal in the underbrush. There's something off here. Yeah. And then one of the ferns moves, and you see a woman in grays, browns, and greens, and tan colors, hood up. She pulls her hood back just a little bit, dark gray skin. It's Nala, the ranger from the destroyed village, and she motions you over to her. And she sort of pulls back the area. She's made this little sort of hiding place in this patch of ferns. And she's like, come in here. And she says, she says, it's been a while since I've seen you. I mean, what are you doing out here?
First of all, I tackle hug her.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's very good to see you too, dear. It's very good to see you too. But what are you doing out here? It's very, very dangerous.
I know. I'm so happy to see someone I know. My friends were taken.
The friends that were with you when you came. Oh my goodness.
By Lord Cauchy. He's you know he's over there, right?
Yes, I do. Yes.
Yeah.
The other day I saw the meteor coming across the sky, the flaming meteors, and I followed them to the crash site here, and saw the giants, as I'm calling them, though I know that they're people inside these devices now. Yeah. And I scouted their camp, and I saw Lord Cauchy there. I also saw about 15 or so of my former village companions are still alive. I thought they were all dead, but they're prisoners. There's something wrong with them, though. they seem to stare off into space and to follow instructions without any kind of questions or any kind of pushback, and yet I know they wouldn't be willingly working for someone this evil. So
Right.
something's going on, and I had been scouting this area the last day or two, and they had just sent a party out this morning, and I was waiting for them to come back, and then I saw you. I had followed them. So
Yeah, they took my friends. There's 3 of them. Neart, Tarnish, and then someone you haven't met, Amy.
okay.
She came with this suit, so she's someone new who joined our group. But
Okay.
I think they need her and they need my friends for something, but I don't know what. I don't know for what.
Well, unfortunately, the 2 of us, I don't think there's much of anything that we can do together right now to free your friends and to free my friends and to potentially capture Lord Cauchy, the man behind all of this. So we need to seek allies.
Yes.
Now, you had come with the caravan to the fort. I don't have any allies in the fort. Do you have allies
I
in
do.
the fort who could help us? Okay.
Absolutely,
Good.
yes.
She says, I have allies in the village of Ravenclaw. I was just there a few days ago, and I was actually on my way back when I saw the meteor thing. Yeah, so we could potentially go there, but that's a 2.5 day march for us. Is there anywhere closer that you think we might be able to go?
I have some potential allies. I think allies in the wolf tribe.
Okay, I've
Down
heard a
south,
little bit. I've seen
yeah.
a few odd wolves. I know
Mhm.
most of the animals, being a ranger and stuff. I know most of the animals in this area, and I have seen a few wolves that were out of place that were
Yeah.
not from the local packs. So I think that would be a good place for us to start.
Have you seen a dragon chasing another dragon?
No, that I have not seen. I haven't seen any dragons at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, but you have, I assume, since you just asked me.
Yes. We know a dragon
Okay.
who was one of our friends who ran off to get help, but then they were chased by a adult green dragon, and
Goodness.
I don't know what happened to her.
Well, we'll keep our eyes out as we go.
Right.
And so she leads you out of the thicket of ferns and leads you through the forest. She knows this area very well. This is sort of her territory, and she is a ranger, so she's quite adept at sort of orienteering in the forest and stuff. Let's see here. So as you walk, she tells you about some of the things that she's found out. She knows that she knows that they're preparing to lay an ambush for the leader of the fort at the destroyed village. That they have spies in the fort had found out that he was going to be leaving to go on this tour, so he'd be vulnerable, and so they were going to try to capture him. So we should probably at some point try to warn him about that. And she said, and then they said something very, very strange that I overheard when I was following them around on, I guess, one of their patrols. I heard something about them preparing for the inevitable invasion from above. I don't know what that means, but they all seem to be very, very concerned with this pending invasion. I don't know anything about that. Do you know anything about an invasion?
Invasion? That doesn't make any sense. I mean, I know about the people from above, and they're not trying to invade. They need help. They can't survive up there right now. Okay, well, sounds like you know a little bit more about this than me, so, I'll sort of trust your instincts on this. Yes.
Let's see. Other notes. Might she volunteer? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, she does. As you're walking, she says, "I do want to just give you a quick warning. the fort maintains a couple of hunting cabins around, and, well, when I couldn't get justice for the destroyed village when I went to Forwich, I picked up a few black market items that I've been hiding around the area, hoping that agents of the fort might stumble on them. And one of them was a music box that would affect your dreams, basically make you dream if you were awake, kind of thing. And so I just want you to know, you guys just got to be careful. There's that, and then there was another one at the hunting cabin near Ravenclaw Village that is like a little crystal sphere that looks like it's some sort of a puzzle, but as you try to play with the puzzle, it becomes more and more frustrating, and it will make it so that you can't fall asleep.
Oh, well, we actually ran into your music box and destroyed it.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry that it got you guys. That was not intended to get... No, that was just something that I sort of left to just sort of stick it to those assholes at the fort. And I'm sorry that...
You got us. That was terrifying.
Oh, well, I apologize about that. Okay, and so after you guys have been making your way through the forest for maybe an hour and a half, could you give me another perception check? We'll do 2.
It landed literally between 2. Okay. 16 again.
Okay, that's great. So you hear, Sevina! And you look over and you see a little, pink ponytail with popping up, and it bobs. And she's like, "Hey, I'm okay. I'm glad you're okay too. Come here." So you guys meet up, and she's like,
tackle hug.
"Yep." And she's like, "Who's this? Who's your friend here?"
Oh my gosh! I'm like touching her like.
No, I'm real. I'm fine. See, look.
My gosh.
And she
Are
drops
you okay?
her disguised self, so you see the arm with all of the scales and stuff on it, and she's like, "I'm so happy to see you too. I was so afraid when all that stuff happened. Do you know what happened to Tarnish and to Neart and Amy?"
Yeah, they were taken by Lord Cauchy.
Well, we've got to get them back, right?
Yes. We're actually gonna go find your wolf tribe to get help. This is
my
Nala,
dad will help.
by the way.
Hi Nala, how are you? I'm Saoirse.
This is one of my missing friends.
Oh, I'm not missing anymore.
No, not anymore. I'm still holding her, by the way.
Yeah. She's like, I was so scared when I took off, and the green dragon chased me.
Oh my
That's
gosh.
a problem. That's a big problem.
Yeah.
I was able to get over a ridge, and then there was some mist, and I was able to dive down into the mist, turn back into girl form, and get into the forest and hide.
Oh my gosh.
But there's only one green dragon that old and that big that I know of. She's a legend.
Really?
Her name is Miasmix. And she's the one that caused the whole war with the giants and the dragons. She convinced the giants that they should attack the dragons, and then she convinced the dragons that they should wipe out the giants. And so she was responsible for both sides of it.
Oh no.
And now, if she's around here, she could be manipulating all this stuff from behind the scenes.
She could be.
So I think, definitely we should go talk to my dad. He's gonna be mad that I ran away for a while.
But you're
But
safe.
I think he'll help.
Yeah.
I think he'll help.
Okay.
There's one other option that we have. We could go see my cousins.
Your cousins?
So, dragons we're not super social in general. We like to live alone, but we live with our parents for a little while until we're old enough.
Yeah.
And so my cousins and we found a place that could be our secret hideout, and we built this magical calling stone that we can use in this place to send a message just to the 4 of us. So if we ever need help, we can go to this place, use the stone, and call them, and they will come and help us. And so my 3 cousins, they could help us. They're dragons as well.
Oh wow.
And so I was thinking maybe that if we got their help, we could fly Neart and Amy and Tarnish and them away.
But will you guys be in danger?
Well, yeah, but they'll help. They'll help me because I've helped them do stuff before, you know. And this is our secret club that our parents don't know about. So, you know, what do you want to do?
How far away is this place?
I'd say it'd probably take us about 2 to 3 hours to fly there.
Nala, what do you think? Should we try to get some help from our cousins?
She says, look, if you have 3 dragons at your disposal, I think that's probably a pretty good escape plan. How many people couldn't your dragons carry, each of them? She says, well, I'm like the smallest, and I can probably carry 3 people, so I would say at least 3 for each of them, so that'd be 12 total. But my oldest cousin, he's like twice my size, so he could probably carry at least 5. So maybe as many as 20 total.
Okay.
But, you know, but at least 3 on each one.
I think we should go. Yeah.
To the cousins?
Yeah, let's get your cousins.
Okay. We can always go, you know, stop by and talk to my dad after we let the cousins know.
I think so. Maybe have the cousins, can you ask them to meet at the wolf tribe?
No, it doesn't really work that way. It's more like you go and you activate the big stone, and then it just sends them a message that says, you know, Saoirse's in trouble, and we know to meet at this one spot. But that's it. Okay?
I think so.
All right. And so she sort of looks at Nala for a second, looks at you, and then goes, okay, turns herself into her dragon form. And so you guys hop up, you and Nala hop up on her back. She takes off into the sky. And the wind's going through her hair. And you fly along for a little while. And then you hear behind you, you hear a big roar. And you look over your shoulder, and there's the giant green dragon very far behind. It's not close enough where it's going to do anything to you yet. But Saoirse notices as well and says, if you have any spells or anything that you can use to help slow it down, I'm faster than her, but she's bigger than me, so, you know, I can maneuver quicker than she can, but she's got, you know, bigger wings and can eventually catch up to us.
Will Saoirse be doing any sort of like ability checks with this?
Yeah. I figure I'll
guidance.
do some. Okay, great. So she's going to do an athletics check to try to. Basically, the way this is going to work is that each round, you'll have an option to do something to help Saoirse to impede the chasing dragon, and you'll either the dragon will gain on you, either you guys will, you know, get farther away, or it'll be neutral, basically. And as long as you can get, I think, basically 3 in a row where you're getting farther and farther away, you'll escape.
I have 1 spell slot left.
Yeah, that ambush really drained you guys pretty good, which might have been the point. But yeah, if you want to do guidance is great. That's going to give her some help. And is that a D6 for the guidance?
Let me try that. I think it's a D4. But let's see.
Yeah, I think D4.
It's a D4. Yeah.
That makes sense. It's a cantrip. All right. 22 for her first one. So let's see what the dragon does. Oh yeah. So first round, Saoirse is going, and you guys are getting, you know, you're going faster than the green dragon, so you're getting away from her. So do you want to just keep going with guidance since you're low on spell slots, and leave it up to the rolls here?
Okay, I want to try something maybe crazy.
Okay,
but
crazy's good.
I have a potion of invisibility.
Okay.
If I give it to Saoirse, and we hang. So what does invisibility do?
Technically, yeah, everything. If you were to take an invisibility potion yourself, Rexy would become invisible as well.
Okay.
Because he's part of, like, all the stuff that you're wearing, all the stuff that's part sort of what you have. And I think you've been saving this invisibility potion since what, like the second or third chapter?
Yeah.
And so you're finally going to use it, and this is a great use for it. I love this.
Let's do it.
So you sort of signal to Saoirse, and you show her the potion, and she's like, okay. She opens her mouth, and you go pour it into her mouth. She gulps it down, and you all become invisible.
Yes.
And as you look back, you see the green dragon sort of bring its wings back, and you sort of hover for a moment, frustrated, and then flies off. And you have successfully ditched
Yay!
the green dragon.
See, hoarding pays off.
As long as you remember you have it and you use it as in a good spot, because I hate it when you get to the end of the game and you go, oh man, I was saving this thing for something special and then I never used it for anything.
Cool.
Okay, so you continue flying, and Saoirse flies you up sort of into this rocky, mountainous, craggy area, and you find this small mountain that has a flat top, a large boulder sort of in the middle. And she comes down, lands. You and Nala get off her back, and she turns herself into her girl form, walks over to this rock, and you see that there's like lichen and stuff on the rock in interesting patterns. And as she puts her hands on the rock, those lichen start to glow and light up, and you can see now that these are some strange runes of some sort. You would assume that these are probably draconic runes, since they are made by dragons and dragon magic and whatnot. And so she starts to speak some strange words that I will not try to pronounce because they are dragon speak. And you feel sort of a pulse sort of run through you, like ripple through you, and then almost like a gong hit. And that's it. She turns back, she says, yeah, that was the call, so, you know, they'll be here pretty soon. And so you guys sit, you know, and is there anything that you'd like to talk about while you're waiting for the cousins to arrive?
Not particularly.
Okay. Well, then we'll just do a little fast forward here. So after maybe 20 minutes or so, the first dragon arrives. It's a small green dragon. I'll bring this over here. I'm gonna do some shots of these, you know, some nice sort of glamour shots later. But this one comes in. It lands. It looks over at Saoirse, sort of goes and transforms itself into a young man, about 15 years old, decked out in green. He's got bright green eyes. He's got, like, I would say sort of strawberry blonde hair kind of thing. Very pale skin, very Irish looking, I guess. You know. So he stops, and Saoirse says, "Verix." Verix. And he's like, hey, Saoirse, so what's the problem this time? And she says, well, I kind of ran away from home, got, like, embroiled in this whole, like, thing with robotic giants and all sorts of stuff, and now our friends have been kidnapped, and we need help to break them out. And he says, shit, I thought this was just going to be like the last time where you had, like, just needed some help, you know, like to move this big rock so you could see what was under it. I didn't realize it was going to be like a real mission. This is crazy. And then Verix looks over at you and sort of goes, hey.
I'm freaking out because he's so cool too. I'm like, hi.
But he's like 15 and looks like he's 15, right?
He's such a cool teenager.
Yeah. Okay. And so she's like, well, yeah, you know, I guess I'm growing up and I'm actually getting into real trouble now, not just normal trouble. And he's like, yeah, you know, once you're as old as me, you know, and you see a lot more of the world and stuff, you know, maybe you'll make better choices and stuff. And so they're just sort of start to verbally spar as to, you know, cousins would tend to do. A few minutes later, another dragon comes into view. This one is a larger black dragon.
Whoa.
With big horns. So he comes flying in and lands, looks at the rest of you and goes, sort of sighs, transforms himself into a 17-year-old young man Now he's pretty tall. He's very confident. Walks in and is like, so what's happening? And Saoirse sort of tells him about, what's going on. And he's like, oh, okay, that's what we made this whole, club for, was so we could help each other out, It's like, I keep asking you guys if you want to go with me up to the sky chariot, but none of you want to go do that. And, but sure, I'll come help you with your thing. Sure. So he's just giving them shit about, that he apparently wanted them to help him with something. So then Varric, shouts out, "It's like, we can't even. That's fake. You're making that up. We can't fly to the sky chariot. It's too far away." He's like, "No, I've done it. I swear to you, I've done it." He's like, "Don't tell us the stupid story about your girlfriend being on the sky chariot. That's not real. You don't have a girlfriend." And so now they're like all bickering at each other about this, about them thinking that this is Norix, Norix. About Norix having this fake girlfriend on the sky chariot that he's telling them, but none of them will actually go with him.
Yeah.
And so he's completely frustrated that no one believes him, but he's insisting that this is true, that he does have a girlfriend who lives on the sky chariot.
Can I do like what is it, like an
insight check if you want to see if he's lying or not.
No, I got a 5.
5? You have no clue. You have no clue. He could be... Half the time you think he's completely sincere, and half the time you think that he is instigating this and is actually, messing with them. That there is no girlfriend on the sky chariot. That he's obviously full of shit. And then the next moment you're like, oh, he's so in love with this girl. So you cannot read him at all.
Wait, what's your girlfriend's name?
Lissa.
Lissa?
Lissa, yeah. It's short for Alyssa.
Lissa.
I know.
Okay.
So now the third cousin arrives.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Looks around, turns into a little red kid. Now, she is younger looking than Saoirse. So she looks like she's like 11. And so she turns into her little girl self and goes, "What the fuck is up, everybody?" And the others look at her and go, "You're not supposed to be cussing like that." And she's like, "I don't fucking care. My mom isn't here, so fuck you."
Oh my god.
And she looks at Saoirse and goes, "So, Saoirse, what the fuck is up with this?" And Saoirse then explains, the whole situation. And she's like, "Dude, as long as I can just say whatever shit that I want, I will happily help you rescue whoever the fuck you want." So this is a young child who is now away from her parents and is just swearing because she can.
Sevina just imagine she wishes Tarnish was here to to see his reaction to all these
all these teenagers.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
All right. So, what would you like to do? We've explained the situation about the friends being kidnapped. The dragons, they seem like agreeable, but I think it would be really good if maybe you did like a persuasion check for each of the dragons. Let's do that. That would be good.
Oh, what's the 11-year-old's name?
The 11-year-old is Lunix, Lounix.
Nix. Okay, Lunix. So do a persuasion check.
Persuasion check for each one. So there'll be 3 persuasion checks.
Okie dokie. So I'm gonna start with Lunix.
Okay.
Be like, "Hey, Lunix.
Yo,
don't you,
what's up?
Fucking want to help us fight some horrible pieces of shit, bad guys?"
I don't really like fighting that much. But if I get to fucking swear, then I am fucking with you.
You can fucking curse them out if you want. Alright.
Okay, so she is on board.
Oh, she's on board? I didn't have to roll?
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
That was pretty much all she wants to do. My note for her is she just wants to say cuss words and but we'll help with the rest.
15.
15? Yeah, that's good enough.
Cool.
So yeah, she's like, count me in.
All right.
And she says that she can probably carry. She's a red dragon, so she's a little bit bigger in general than the silver. So she can probably carry three people as well. So now you can carry 6 people total between her and Saoirse.
Got it. And then I'll approach Norix and say, hey, so I heard you talking about the sky chariot.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Actually, one of my friends, one of the people that was taken, was from the sky chariot.
No way!
Yes.
They told me that they were going to send another mission soon, and I should be on the lookout for them. But they were going to come, come see me if they needed a ride back up to the the sky chariot. But nobody's come by.
Well, because they've been taken. So
well,
will you help rescue
shit,
them?
That makes sense. Roll with advantage.
Yee. 20.
Yeah. He's like, heck yeah. And, if your friend needs ride back up to the sky chariot, I'm your man. I've done it a couple times before. My girlfriend's up there. The chance to see her again. Never too much time to spend with her. So
You are so cool, yes.
all right, well, I'm in. And then with that, since you got the first 2, Varix is like, well, I mean, if you guys are going, you can't leave me behind.
Mm-hmm.
And the others look at him and go, but you're not even a dragon. He's like, oh, fuck you. And they're like, no, you're a wyvern. So a wyvern has no front arms and a stinging tail. So they're making fun of him because he has no front arms, and they're calling him a wyvern or a wyvern. Some people will say different things.
Mm-hmm.
So they're teasing him, and he's like, no, I'm a dragon. You know I'm a dragon. Wyverns are they're giant lizards that mutated and stuff. I am a magical beast that was born of a magical ritual just like you guys. I'm sorry that I don't have any arms when I'm in my dragon form. I'm just a little different. And so they're yelling at each other as they're making fun of him. And he's like, well, fine. I bet you I can carry at least 5 full-grown adult humans. So fuck y'all. And so he's on board.
Yay!
So you have 2 dragons that can each carry 5, and then 2 that can each carry 3. So a total of 16 people could be rescued with these dragons.
Cool.
And so they say, are we going now? Do you want us to meet you somewhere? We can roll out right now if you want, but if you've got other allies that we could enlist, that could be helpful.
Can you guys fly us to the wolf tribe?
Yeah.
We can get
Yeah,
up there.
you know where we go? And it's like, well, Saoirse knows. That's our people. So yeah, we can go visit Uncle Bern. That's cool. So the dragons do their metamorphosis, and you and Nala hop up on Saoirse, and Saoirse leads the way, and there's the 4 dragons flying down over the forest, and you cross. You can sort of see Fort Endeavor off in the distance from being up so high, and you come down on this sort of old dilapidated farm where there's the main barn. Most of it's collapsed, but part of one end is still serviceable. There's a grain silo that's been turned into a watchtower, and then there's a bunch of tents and stuff that are set up. So it's definitely a very temporary camp, but they're making use of any existing structures to try to make almost a little village. And so Saoirse, flies down and sort of lands in the clearing next to sort of where this impromptu village is set up. Herself and the other 3 dragons turn into their human forms, and you see a man come out of a tent. With a few other people. Most of them are all dressed very similarly. They're in sort of blue. They're in mostly blues and a few purples and stuff like that. That seems to be some sort of uniform kind of thing that sort of unifies them all. Yeah. But the main man has sort of this gray and silver big poof of hair that's sort of sticking up quite a bit. He's got some facial hair going on, and he's wearing this scarf thing around him that's that's like some sort of an animal skin, and so he sees you guys, and he comes running over, and all of a sudden leaps in the air and turns himself into a gigantic wolf. So this is
so cool.
the wolf, and so he comes running over, and he's huge. He's bigger than Saoirse in dragon form, and she looks up very meekly and goes, "Hi, Dad." And he says, "Saoirse," in this very booming, imposing voice. Like, "I am so grateful to see you safe. But you have run off again. I'm not sure what to do with you, child. Why will you not listen to me?" And he turns back into his human form. It was just that he was excited and angered that he turned into his wolf form. This is sort of what he looks like. With the
Cool.
purple hair and stuff. And he starts to lecture her a little bit, but she says, "But I see that you were obviously out gallivanting with your cousins, so you weren't alone at least." And she says, "Well, actually, they just joined us." And she starts to tell him about running off, finding the fort, finding the ice rink and the VCR, and meeting you guys. And she's like, "Oh yes, and this is my friend Sevina, and our other friends have been captured by Lord Cauchy and his forces and are being held prisoner, and we need to rescue them, and we were hoping, my cousins have said that they will help, fly out the prisoners, but we wanted to check in with you and see if we could get more help." And he says, "Well, yeah, we can consider doing that, but why did you think to involve your cousins in this?" And she says, "Well, I was chased by miasmics, and he transforms again. And this time, he growls and rumbles," and now I gotta see if I can get to it because it's back here. He growls and rumbles, and now he turns into this black and white
What?
ancient dragon. So the top half of him is black and his belly is all white, and he lets out a huge, bellows up to the sky, and then once his anger is subsided for a moment, he turns back into his human shape, and he says, "Miasmics. She is the one responsible for all of the pain and all of the strife in our family's history. She cannot be allowed to do this again to another group of people. Saoirse, I'm going to go get us 2 more allies. Mm-hmm. 2 people who, if there is going to be a fight against miasmics, these 2 would be so angry with me if I did not involve them. It will take me half a day to reach them, half a day to come back. There's no doubt that they will join us. They have sworn a vendetta against miasmics, and if anyone can take her down, it will be Fuego, the great red dragon." And so he says that he's sure that he'll be able to get them to help. Mm-hmm. He needs a day in order to arrange that, but that he is willing to forgive her running away, and basically says, "I remember being a teenager. You came back safe. You made new friends. You called your cousins in, involved them, and you did the right things in these situations. So I'm putting you in charge of the wolf tribe until I am back. They will follow your instructions as if they were my own." And he addresses the rest of the tribe, and you see that about half of them are in humanoid form. The other half seem to be human-wolf hybrids, so like halfway between a human and a wolf. Mm-hmm. And so he gives the instructions to the to the tribe that he'll be going to get some more allies to help rescue our new friends, and that the tribe should listen to Saoirse and to her friends as far as what is needed to help with this rescue.
Mm-hmm.
And they all are very accepting, and before he goes, he takes you and Saoirse aside,
Mm-hmm.
and he looks at you and he says, "I want you to promise me that you will protect her."
I swear.
And he looks at Saoirse and he says, "I want you to promise me that you will protect her." And she says, "Yeah, I swear." She says, when I get back, the three of us, we will need to sit down and have a conversation. There are some things that you need to know in order to understand the full context of what's going on here, but we do not have time for that right now. When we get back, when we've rescued your friends, we'll take a moment, the three of us, together, and I'll tell you all about this stuff.
Absolutely.
Take care of each other.
What? Did I get his name?
His name is Bern. B-E-R-N. It's short for something. Let me find the entry. There it is. Berndal. Berndal is his full name, but he goes by Bern. B-E-R-N.
Okay. Got it.
And so he does a little bit of introductions before he goes and introduces a couple of the sort of senior members of the tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So there are two druids. There's a female druid named Lenore, and she is a tabaxi, which is a cat person.
Mm-hmm.
And then there is Grimu, who's a man, and he is just a sort of very normal-looking guy, but very rough, sort of been out in the wilderness, hasn't had a haircut in a while, scruffy-looking guy. And then there's a cleric of the Sky Chariot named Oleum, O-L-E-U-M, and these are sort of the three main leaders besides Bern.
Got it.
And so Bern gives Saoirse a big hug, and he once again looks at you and like, take care of her.
Absolutely.
Right. And we'll talk again when I'm back. All right?
Yes.
Do you want me to meet you here at the tribe, at the camp, or do you want to meet at the at Cauchy's camp?
It might take us some time to get there, so maybe meeting at Cauchy's camp?
That's probably a better idea. It'll take you... Yeah, you won't want to go dragging back the whole way.
No.
So it'll probably take you half a day.
Okay.
You might want to spend the night here, as it's getting dark, and then leave early in the morning, so you're well rested.
Yeah.
I'll travel through the night and meet you there. Meet you outside of Cauchy's camp in the morning.
Okay, let's do that.
That sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
Right. And he steps, turns into the dragon, and flies off.
Sevina's just freaking out every time she sees the dragons.
All right. And so is there any other conversation stuff that you want to do? Any planning that you want to do as far as getting ready for the rescue mission?
I want to check in with Nala.
Okay.
And Nala,
Yes.
you said you had friends at the Ravenclaw village, right?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Are you friends with Glenn?
I know Glenn. I'm not super familiar with him, but I did meet him the last time that I was there. He seems like a very interesting guy, but he seems very reliable and genuine. A little spacey.
Yeah.
But I guess that's sort of the nature of things when you're one of those dream druid guys or whatever. So, but yes, I know him. But yeah, I know quite a few people there at that village.
Okay, and he seems trustworthy?
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes, everyone there is very trustworthy. It's the type of thing where, sure, there's jerks there. There's jerks everywhere. But you can trust these jerks to be honest about being jerks. It's not like they're deceiving you by pretending to be nice, but then actually being a jerk. They're just going to be a jerk to your face.
Okay. So if I try to reach out to him for help, you think that's a good idea?
Yeah.
Okay.
It seems like he, when I was there last, maybe a few days ago, it seemed that the the village had sort of taken him in as a long lost brother kind of thing, and that he seemed to express that when he first came out here to the fort, he didn't feel at home at all. But then when he found Ravenclaw, he was like, "Oh, this is where I was supposed to be. This is why I came out here, was to find these people." And so, it seems like that's been a pretty good match there.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to reach out to him tonight.
Okay, great.
Yeah. And so, I also want to cast my last spell, Good Berry, just to have 10 Good Berries prepared.
Okay, that sounds good.
And then can I distribute like 1 berry to everyone, basically? Yeah, so to the 4 dragons, to Nala, myself, 6, and then who am I missing?
Go ahead.
Oh yeah, so
You could give one to Burn before he goes. We say you did that before.
Okay.
And then you had 2 others, I guess, or 3 others?
3 others. So
maybe the leadership.
Yeah, the leadership.
The 2 druids and the cleric.
Everybody gets a good berry,
Everybody gets
just in
a good berry.
case.
That's
case
lovely.
something
I
goes
mean,
wrong.
it's so sweet that you brought a gift with you. Some snacks and stuff.
Don't eat it now. This will help if anybody goes down.
Mhm.
You can revive them.
Great.
What? Can they good berry? No.
Does it just gives back hit points, right?
It restores 1 hit point.
Yeah. So I would say that if somebody was to go down and you had the good berry on you, you could drop down and basically pinch it and squeeze it into their mouth, and that would give them their 1 hit point and stabilize them.
So everybody
That's
has
a lovely idea.
a good berry.
Great way to use that spell.
Good berry per person. And I'll just go around and mingle with some people, and then go to sleep.
Okay.
And I want to reach out to Glenn in my dreams.
In your mingling, Saoirse sort of introduces you to some of the other people. You run into Marble again, and Saoirse's giving her big hugs and scratching her and licking her, licking Saoirse's face and stuff. So in talking to some of the other people in the tribe there, they speak so highly of Byrne, about his leadership, about how even though they know that he will be back with something that will help turn the tide, that they can't help but sort of be worried that he's not here. He's sort of their great protector and their guide. Most of them all were stricken with werewolf lycanthropy.
Yeah.
And he, they say that that Byrne had many years ago been also bitten by a werewolf and had overcome and sort of brought that change into himself, so that it was no longer something that was being forced upon him by this disease, but it became something that he could do at will, which is change himself into some sort of form of a wolf, whether it's the big giant wolf that we saw, or sort of more of a hybrid wolfman werewolf type thing. And so he's been teaching this way to all of the people in this tribe who have at some point been exposed to this disease of being a werewolf, or a loved one was, and they went out with the loved one to find a cure, and ended up finding Byrne, and Byrne took them in, and now has created this whole little nomadic tribe that is all about trying to find these people who have been afflicted by this sort of curse, and show them that it's not a curse, that it's something that with discipline, with practice and stuff, can actually become a great boon to you, that it can expand sort of your notion of what it is to be a living creature and whatnot. And so they're all very, very grateful to him for what he's done for them, but they also sort of mention that they know that there is something from his past that he hasn't shared with the rest of us, that he's holding on to, that is either why he's trying to atone by saving these other people, or in some way is haunting him. There's something from his past that he can't let go of, and they all wish that there was some way that they could help him with it, but anytime that he has that they've tried to approach the subject, he shuts down and won't won't continue with the conversation basically. So,
Do you know what it's about in general?
it's just something that happened a long time ago. Byrne doesn't tell us how old he is, but we're pretty sure that it's hundreds of years old. He's a druid. He has made no secrets of that. He's taught both Lenore and Grimu a lot of stuff about being a druid, about shape-shifting. He's a very, very accomplished Circle of the Moon druid, and so that's why he's been able to
As am I.
expand his... lovely. He will be very, very happy to hear that the next time you see him. But he, they say that he's taken the shape-shifting abilities, as you could see, beyond anything that any human has ever done before, with this great, exalted wolf, as he calls it, which is even bigger than a dire wolf, and then his dragon form as well. He is not a dragon. That is something that we do know. This is something that he is able to transform himself into, but that he was not born a dragon himself. He was born a human. And so, as the night goes on, people start going to bed. You find a spot and snuggle up and drift off to sleep. And you said you wanted to contact Glenn in your dreams.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you send out a call to Glenn, and pretty quickly he drops by. He's like, "Hey, Sevina, what's happening, my friend?"
Glenn, oh my gosh, it's so good to see you.
Yeah, you too. I'm so glad that you were able to, deal with that whole nightmare trap thing that you ran into, the other night, and
Oh,
good
no.
to see you. What's happening?
Oh, that's nothing. That's child's play.
Nothing?
We need help.
Okay.
So
What's happening? Tell me what's going on.
my friends were taken. Tarnish, Neart, and Amy.
Who took them?
Lord Cauchy.
Oh gosh, that guy. Oh gosh. All right.
Can you
yeah.
get the
What
word
can
out?
what can I do? Yeah.
To send help, and can you enter? Have you ever talked to Xochi?
Oh yeah, I know Zoch.
Can you talk to them and let them know to let Lord Lawrence know what's going on?
Yeah.
And then
Absolutely.
Can I just tell him
Mhm,
everything
yep.
that happened to us?
Yep.
And
And he's like, and he sort of repeats it back to you. He's like, okay, yeah, I just want to make sure I got all the details, but I'll get in touch with Xochi and she'll pass that on to Lawrence. I could directly try to contact him, but I've never met him, so a weirdo guy popping into his dreams
Yeah,
and shit.
no,
Probably not
it's-
going to be the best person to deliver the news, but Xochi is, the head druid over there. I mean, nobody's more respected than Xoch. So, yeah, I'll let her know.
I don't specifically mention the dragons. I
Okay.
just say to let Lord Lawrence know that Saoirse's wolf tribe
Mm-hmm.
and then her other people.
Okay.
Just say
Just
it
say
like
that?
that with a wink.
He'll know.
Other
He'll
people
know? Okay.
are going to be helping us.
Okay, great.
But yeah, remember to tell Xochi to tell Lord Lawrence with a wink that her wolf tribe people and then her other people, wink, are going to help.
And the winks are important.
Yes, very important.
Gotcha.
Yes.
All right. Is there anything else?
If you could send any help, or if you can, is there any way that you can contact Tarnish or Neart and let them know
Yeah, I can pop into their dreams and let them know that you're working on
that we're
on stuff behind the scenes, and then talking. You guys talk and sort of figure out. Okay, this is roughly the ETA of when we'll get to the Cauchy's camp.
Yeah.
So let them know to be prepared about then to that we'll need to that's when we'll start the.
And
the
am I
recipes.
able to relay the location of his camp? Like,
I
will they
think
be able to figure out where it is?
You're in a dream, right?
Mhm.
And dreams are fun, right? So I think that in your dream, you're trying to figure out, okay, how do I describe how to get there? And then all of a sudden, you're up in the air. You're above it, you're above the map.
Oh my gosh.
And you just
Am
point,
I
you're
a
like,
dragon? Am
here's
I
where we are
flying?
now. There's Cauchy's camp. Here's Fort Endeavor,
Okay.
right? And so you point out the things to him.
Bad
and-
guys.
Yeah, I got this, man.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we got this.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now, is there anything else that you want, any other information that you want me to relay? So here's the plan for the rescue.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else?
That there are hostages. There are
Hostages.
people that
okay.
have been taken from the
More than just your friends.
more than our friends.
Okay.
Some people
Good
from
to know.
the
Good to know.
remote village.
Okay.
That was the village that was destroyed, I think.
Gotcha.
And
Gotcha. So this could be a big mission, really big mission.
Yeah.
Not just saving some friends, but like righting some wrongs.
but they might be under some sort of spell.
Okay.
I think
Well,
that's all I know.
I mean, one thing they got in the fort a lot of is spellcasters. So,
Yes.
if they're under some sort of spell, I'm sure there'll be a cleric or paladin. Somebody is going to be able to, to help them out. So, yeah, but I'll make sure to pass that on so that they know to make sure to bring some extra clerics and stuff
Yes.
with them. Great, good stuff.
Don't forget
Awesome.
the wink. That's
The
important.
winks?
And tell Xochi to relay that exact wink.
I got you.
Thank
I
you.
got you.
Thank you.
All right. Cool.
Yes.
All right. Peace. And he poofs into a little cloud of smoke.
So cool. Oh my god.
I'm glad that you like my stupid characters. Because I just tried to come up with something.
I love him.
It was like, okay, how can I make this guy vastly different from this other person? Oh, he's a surfer, like Dream Druid, man.
Yeah.
So, okay, yeah. So he's gone, and the rest of your night goes without issue.
Yay.
You wake up very early in the morning. Long rest, all your spell slots back, all that stuff ready to go, and there won't be any encounters or anything on the way to Cauchy's camp.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this will be a good point for us to sort of fade out here, and in our next chapter we'll fade up with a little Tarnish and Neart chapter, and so that'll be it.